I wanted to bring you on, man. By the way, I was just watching real recently an episode of your show with the African American girl who truly believed that she was Caucasian. And I thought you handled that fairly well. I couldn't tell if she was being real or if she was being
Listen, I can absolutely tell you this was not a gag or a stunt by her. This wasn't something just to get attention. That young girl had a stepfather that her mother had allowed her to believe was her biological father. So she thought she was biracial. And then he died, and mother chose that time to tell her, oh, by the way, that wasn't your biological father. Your biological father was, in fact, African American. You're not biracial at all. And it was a shock to her system, and she absolutely refused. And it was at that same time that they lost a really affluent lifestyle and had to move to a much different neighborhood, a much different socioeconomic. And this was just a shock to her system, and she reacted in a really rebellious, aggressive way. And I was trying to defuse her racist attitudes about this before she gets her ass whipped.
Yeah, well, pretty much. That's what I saw you brought an expert in that was, I believe she was from Atlanta too.
Yes.
And yeah, she probably will get service if she speaks the way she speaks.
Yeah, and I'm
in the
trying
wrong
to save
crowd.
her from that.
Yeah, we're not in no way endorsing that or pushing it, but you had to see it to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty in your face, and I really hope she'll mature past that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I brought in this African American woman life coach that can hopefully spend some time with her and get her to recognize that she has a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, she has some psychological issues she have to deal with, and we're starting to see that more and more come to the forefront, especially in the world of entertainment.
Right.
We're starting to see a lot of celebrities come forward and talk about mental health issues and health and wellness issues.
Right.
And they're being really forthcoming, and it's a lot of people you would never expect to have been dealing with some of these things. Do you think this is a good thing now that celebrities are using a platform like this?
I think it is a good thing because if there are people, particularly that young people look up to, or fans in general, and they see them talking about this, they say, if they can talk about it, if they can acknowledge it and seek help for it, then certainly I can.
Okay.
And so, it's like anything else. If whatever it takes to bring attention to something that needs attention, I think that's a good thing. And these people that are famous, that are in the public eye, that have the courage to be transparent enough to say, this is not a weakness, it's an illness, just the same as if I had a kidney infection or a bad knee or any kind of disease, any kind of illness. There's no shame, there shouldn't be any stigma to it. I can talk about this openly, then I think that's a good thing. And I started Dr. Phil, we're in our 17th season.
Congratulations.
And I did 5 years on Oprah before that. And when I started Dr. Phil, I had several objectives, and one of them was to move mental illness and mental health to the forefront of the narrative in America. You do not have to be alone. And some of these things that people suffer with, Sway, all of their lives, like phobias, for example.
Okay.
Phobias can be completely cured with an average of 11 to 12 sessions with a skilled clinician. And there are people that have fear of heights, fear of elevators, fear of open spaces, fear of germs that cripple them their whole lives that could be eradicated within a couple of months. And they suffer with it for 40 or 50 years when it could be gone by Christmas if they would just reach out for the help. The help is there. You're not alone. You just need to realize that you just have to give it a voice or nobody can help you.
Dr. Phil is hanging out with us. You came on Sway in the Morning on our show on Sirius XM on Shade 45, and you laid some really cool gems on our audience. We start talking about social media and the effects of social media, the benefits of social media. We know what a lot of those are, but also the things that that could be detrimental to your health your mental health because of social media. Self-esteem issues are developed because of social media. Anxiety is developed because of social media. Can you talk about social media and and its effects on people. We saw artists like Ariana Grande, Kanye West, other artists that have actually, Selena Gomez, that left social media because they feel like it was contributing to their mental health. What are your thoughts on it?
I was asked to come to Congress to testify before a bipartisan committee because they wanted to reallocate funds to deal with cyberbullying, for example. When we were growing up, and I'm older than you, but even when you were growing up, bullying took place on the bus dock, or it took place in the gym, or in the hallways. But now a kid cannot escape it. They go home and their parents think they're back in the room doing their homework, but in fact they're getting bullied on the internet.
Wow.
Or they're in there playing a video game. Parents don't realize those video games can have access to the internet, and they may have bullies on there saying, go kill yourself. Nobody likes you. Everybody hates you. You would be better off dead. Just go kill yourself. Because I've dealt with so many stories where children are actually getting bullied to death. And we have to make kids understand that you don't give your power away to those people.
Okay.
You have to keep your power and understand, I'm not going to let them define how I feel about me. And so we've got to teach kids, and if that's getting to you, unplug.
Unplug.
Just simply unplug.
Let it
You
go.
have to unplug.
Put it away.
That's right.
Yeah, right?
Get out of the virtual world and get in the real world. Go out. There's some grass out there in the yard. There's fresh air, sunshine. Go outside.
And those things will probably help you bring you back to center.
Certainly.
Bring you back to your square.
Yeah, go look somebody in the eye that'll regard you as a human being. Or some coward, some keyboard bully coward over there saying stuff to you that won't even look you in the eye.
Dr. Phil said it. Man, let me ask you real quick, who do you go to for advice?
I've been married 42 years. I am coachable.
I like that, man.